And what happened to you when you smoked DMT? I've mostly stuck to ayahuasca and mushrooms. That's what I've been researching. But what happens when you smoke it?
Well, I've smoked a couple different types too. I've smoked 5-methoxy DMT, which is quite different. The experience is much more of there's like DMT seems to allow you to keep who you are, and DMT allows you to examine the culture from some sort of a new realm that it doesn't take you away from the very world that you live in. It just shows you another one. It brings you, it would take you and put you in this place. It doesn't change who you are though, which is really interesting. Like when you're drunk, it changes who you are. You know, you're more loose, and you're maybe a little more rowdy, you say sillier shit, whatever it is that your particular reaction is. But your thinking is changed. Your thinking is changed when you're on, opiates. Your thinking is changed when you're on marijuana. Not when you're on DMT. You're thinking exactly the same, but all of a sudden this door opens in your mind. You step on how you step out on an elevator. You know, you make that step over that gap. You see the floor, you see the elevator, and the doors open. And as the doors open, the elevator is rising up. So, and you look down, you're forced to look down. There's a little slice of air between that elevator and the hotel. And then you realize what the fuck you're really doing. You're really stepping into this box that's hovering 70, 80 fucking stories over the ground, held up by steel cables, and you're gonna go ride in this box. And the door shuts, and that's what DMT feels like. DMT feels like, ready? Come on in. You step over this chasm, the door shuts, and then it opens. And then you just fucking go. It's like getting shot through a cannon of geometric patterns. And what I remember is the beginning of it literally being like the beginning of a ride, like it slowly exposed itself. Initially, you have blinders on, and it's colored like a Yellow Jacket bee, like yellow and black. That's what I remember, like intensely strong, yellow and black that's moving, like sort of spiraling, but it's square. It's very square, and it's essentially like giving you like a little bit of a slow fucking before it goes after you. It's like, here, come on, I'm just gonna give you a little kiss. And it's like massaging your shoulders, like shooting you down this pipe, this crazy squared off pipe, and then boom into the big thing. And the beginning of it was so like, holy shit, like what am I looking at? That you think there couldn't be anything stranger in the world until it lets you out at the bottom, until boom, and you think that's as crazy as it gets. And then as you go deeper in, it shows you something crazier, and it shows you that there's no end. And it also connects you to such overwhelming evidence of things being far more fantastic than you could ever be aware. Just overwhelming evidence, just the fact that you could personally, with your eyes, ever experience what you're seeing, that it could be possible. Even if it's a hallucination, it is still happening. You're still seeing this. And this very experience should be impossible. It's too alien. It's too beyond the imagination. It's too beyond anything I could have concocted based on the context of the life that I've lived. It's impossible. And then they started singing, I love you 6,500,000 times. Look at this. And they would say like, look at this, and show you these fucking things that were impossibly beautiful. Like I remember crying because the things they were showing me were so beautiful. And they kept saying like a little child, like the way a child would tell you they love you. Like, I love you 600,500,000 times. Look at this. And just, but that childish love to it, like, was a big theme of it. This repeating that, I love you 600,500,000 times. Like, if you tell a kid they love you, they go, I love you 100 times. And you're like, I love you 1,000,000 times. I love you 6,500,000 times. They would say something crazy like that. And that's what this thing was saying. And then just showing. And I don't even think it was 6,500,000 times. That's like my interpretation of it, because you're not hearing real words. You're just getting like this really clear intent that seems to be talking to you, but you don't know how it's talking to you. It's not like you're seeing it like on a wall, like, and you're reading it. It's somehow or another putting those words in your head. So I'm saying 6,500,000 times, but it was really just that sort of an interpretation of like a childish pure love. They're not trying to be your girlfriend. They're not trying to, get a job. They're not trying to, get you to give them money. There's this pure love without any context at all. And just a series of beautiful, fantastic visions that you're trying to grab, you're trying to hold on to, but you can't. The way I describe it is like standing in the middle of a river of fish that are going 1,000 miles an hour, and you're just trying to grab them. There's no way. But you recognize what you're seeing when you're seeing it, but you can't even hold on to it because then a new one's coming. And a new one is so much more crazy than the one you just saw, and then boom, a new one's there. And they're infinite, and they never end. They keep going until the drug wears off. And then as the drug wears off, there was, the love you thing was still going on, but there was also like a lot of, we'll see you later, bye. There's like a bye-bye, bye-bye, like letting you know they had a good time. And then, we'll see you some other time. When you're ready, we're here.
Wow.
Yeah.
How do you go back to reality after?
How do you go to Fear Factor after that? That was my problem. The first time I did it,
wait, what am I doing here?
I was like, holy schnitzel. This is, it was the first one. The first one I did was the 5-methoxy one. And 5-methoxy is much more reality dissolving. It's like you don't see anything. You don't exist anymore. You as you're not allowed to keep. You keep it with DMT. You as you don't keep with 5-MeO. You as you goes away, and you enter to the center of everything. You become a part of the very fiber of the universe. You look at the universe from a different perspective. The perspective that you're at right now is a multi-celled organism, host to millions and billions, in fact, of other multi-celled organisms, and you're just getting through life, getting in your car, driving around. You look at it through the energy of the cell itself. Like you look at it through the momentum of biological life and evolution. You look at it through a completely non-society based concept, through a completely alien context. Like you're seeing the world not through the eyes of a mammal, not through the eyes of a fish, not through the eyes of life, not through the eyes of anything with biology, not through the eyes of anything that has any instincts to stay alive, through the eyes of something that realizes it's a part of everything, and that there's no bottom, there's no up, there's all, and it's all around you all the time. And I was the first time I really came to understand the idea of standing on something is ridiculous. Like the idea that like I'm on the ground, like we're standing here in my office. It's so ridiculous because we're not. We're spinning 1,000 miles an hour in a circle. That circle is a part of a greater system called the solar system. That system is a part of a greater system called the galaxy. The whole thing is spinning around a black hole. Like we're not there's nothing flat. It's up, it's down, it's left, it's right. And in having that experience, I felt like I was somehow or another just in there, a part of the mechanism of the very universe itself. But it was very not me. And then when I had to come back, I had to sort of re-put together my personality, re-put together my position in the world as far as like what my responsibilities are, or what is expected of me, or what I'm supposed to be doing on Monday morning. I had to re-put that all together because I didn't exist for 15, 20 minutes, whatever it was, probably 15. And then sort of examine how preposterous I am. Examine ego. And I remember saying to my friends after we had just got done doing it, like, I can't even me describing this to you is bullshit, because what I'm trying to do is sound clever in the way I'm choosing my words. I'm allowing my ego to paint. I want you to be entertained by my words. I don't just want these words to come out in an absolutely perfectly truthful form. I'm also trying to be clever. I like to use words. I like to sing a song with words, and I'm realizing that as I'm saying this, that it's like I'm full of shit. We're all full of shit. Like there's a benefit to being full of shit. The benefit is like it's not even full of shit. It's just like my friend Joey Diaz is my favorite human ever. Like the way he talks, I love being around him. He's just so much fun, and it's the way he talks. He knows that people love the way he talks, so he's really good at singing a song with his words, and to get off that, to try to look at something off that trip, the trip of singing a song with your words, is really hard. And DMT makes that song look stupid as fuck. Because DMT lets you know, like, I get it. You think that in the context of humanity and civilization and your interpersonal relationships that you have with other beings, that what you're saying is important. But it's not.
Yeah.
And here's evidence that it's not. Here's evidence that nothing is important. And whatever you do that makes this thing that you think is important, whatever you do that makes that fucked up, stop. Stop all that. Stop all that craziness. Whatever you're doing that's causing you anxiety, whatever you're doing that's causing you too much objective thinking, too much interviewing yourself and going over the thoughts and like, why am I doing that? Why am I still smoking? Why am I still eating shitty food? Just stop doing all that, because that's a mess. That's a mess. You don't need that. And it just made me look so foolish. But it's very different than N N-DMT.
Yeah.
So those are the two experiences that I had. Then I had both of them. I only did the 5-MeO 3 times, but the regular DMT was about 5 or 6 more. Because it was just, the regular DMT was more interesting to me. I felt like whatever the 5-MeO had to say, I got it. I got it pretty quick. Not that I couldn't benefit from it, but didn't call me back. You know, it was like, there it is, bitch. Take a look. You got it? Good. Now go about your business. Whereas DMT was, every time was a new thing. Every time I did it was it was similar, but every time was like, oh, I think I know what this is about. Oh, do you really?
Yeah.
Come through here, sir. Here we go. You ready? Woo! And then some new thing that you're like, oh, fucking Christ.
That's how the ayahuasca is. One of the healers I work with has been using it for 18 years, and he says still every time he does it, it's different, and it completely opens his mind to. He still can't figure it out, and it's been 18 years, and.